to Farming Simulator, and we are on Glenlarvan. Not sure why I said that. It's probably kind of obvious. Also, we are on the... I don't have a 3-point on the back of this. We are on the multiplayer server. I was just going to move... In fact, I do still need to move the seeder because it doesn't go there and it's in the way because I need to get to the bucket. I'm going to do a little bit of quick work with the calves. And then probably we will progress to the next game day. They need some food, in this case some milk. And they need mucking out for the first time. That will be kind of cool. I'm going to try and grab not too much milk. Probably need to get a somewhat smaller trailer. That will probably do. Slightly smaller trailer to move milk about just to feed the calves. But yeah, then I need to move the seeder and grab the bucket. Now, the seeder is in the wrong place because DS Agri were doing some seeding contracts for me, so fine. They've got some of the harvesting contracts done as well, which I need to finish up, and that's probably what we'll be doing next game day, I think, because I don't think there's a lot more to do in August. So there are a bunch of contracts. There's some oat harvesting, 5 oat harvesting contracts, so we might get on with those. We need to deliver some wheat. Mark was saying that the contract came up slightly short on yield, but we do have some in the silo from excess on contracts. I'm just going to use that to finish it off. That would do the job just fine. And yeah, I'm doing a bit of a hybrid video today, which I haven't done in a while. I used to do them a fair bit. So at some point it will switch to future me talking. But for now, it's actual me. Yes, that's the thing. So we'll jump in the Fiat, and I'm not going to use this bucket to muck out the cows. It's pretty huge, but we'll just use this to move the seeder out of the way. I think the bucket we've got for the front loader is probably more appropriately sized. So grab this guy and haul it out of the way. I think I heard this is actually the first time that I've played using the improvised animal sheds. Obviously I test stuff when I'm developing it, but to actually have it in a game this is the first time. Yeah. I've spoken about it a few times. Testing stuff is not the same as playing with it, you know. When I was testing it, I had just like one shed with some animals in on a map, and you'd put feed in, skip time, check things work, that kind of thing. Probably the closest I got was when I was taking the screenshots to upload to ModHub, where I actually put it into a proper map. Rather than the testing that I'd use, I generally, and I get asked occasionally which map it is. I pretty much always use Obeileron for my testing, unless it's something in a map that I'm testing, and I always use where the starter farm is based, without the starter farm there, because it's a nice plot of land for doing stuff, and I generally will flatten out the field that's included in that plot of land and use that for anything. You know, I've built all sorts of farms on there for testing purposes. I have one that I'm working on at the moment in progress, which is for enhanced animal system and the breeding, but I've run into a little issue with that, so that's on pause. But once it's sorted, I'll finish that video off. But yeah, it's Friday. I had 10 minutes before my next meeting starts, and I thought I would quickly jump on, make sure the cows had some feed on the multiplayer server, muck out the calves, and then go back to work. So Fridays are so busy at the moment. It's not how they should be. Usually my Fridays for a very long time have been a very chilled out day at work, and I've had 2 meetings so far, and I have 1 more to go. So it's not how I like a Friday to be. Yeah, Fridays are for short days and not doing very much, and they're turning into long days and doing lots. So, yeah, I do like this this being able to muck out the cows. It was a brilliant idea to implement this. Very good idea. Worth all the pain. And there was a lot of pain. I even had the trigger on the gate. Get me. That's the gate is a bullet bill prefab. Pretty sure it's bullet bill. Oh yeah, it's not a surprise that it has, the trigger on the gate and stuff, is it? There we go. Not a huge amount of manure, obviously, because there's only a few calves in there. Things will start to change as we get cows into the main sheds, which is probably going to be late October, I would think, depending on how things are going. We will check on the structural rigidity of the shed. Just give it a little nudge, just make sure, making sure nothing had come loose. That is important when you run an operation like this, where there are other people working on the farm. You have to make sure that everything is structurally sound. So I think the main cow pen is okay. Yeah, I could maybe do with doing a mix before I skip ahead, but I'll probably do that separately. So these cows are on their way to having their first calves by the looks of it. I need to update Enhanced Animal System actually on here, and then we need to get a bull. So these have had calves. These can have 1 more set of calves, probably, maybe 2. We might squeeze 2 in. They are not grown up yet. These are most of the way through, halfway through. They may be on their last set of calves. And the same with these. But the reason I say that is because the way the milking is set up on here, at 60 months, the cow stopped producing milk. So we've got about 8 months with these girls and a few more with some of the other older ones. So these are some of our original cows. So we'll be probably looking to sell these on. Then you can see they're starting to lose value. And they're probably not going to be worth a huge amount, but that's why keeping the calves is important with this system. So on here, I have Night Cloak's edit to the milking so that it cycles around when the cows have calves. And after 60 months, it stops, and that's because that's a limitation of the XML. So it kind of is what it is. On top of that, when I update Enhanced Animal System, they have that feature as well. I don't know if they do work together, I think. So we'll see. I might change and go back to the normal plain Maize Plus milk and let Enhanced Animal System handle that, the dry period before birth. Probably will do that actually. So, because I suspect having the 2 overlapping is going to confuse things with some of the calculations. Anyway, I need to go have a work meeting, and future me will be back to talk to you in a bit. Here is future me. Well, actually now present me. I used to get very confused when I would do videos like this a lot more often as to which version of me I was. I am the version who's going to tell you about what we're doing. So loading up the rest of the milk to sell. We're also going to load up the little bit of wheat that we need to take to deliver that last wheat contract. And then we're going to do all of the oat harvesting contracts that are available. And then next video, we'll skip ahead to September, where I'm hoping it'll be maize silage time. And probably not sugar beet. Not potato time. I doubt the potatoes will be ready, but we will see. That's a little bit of milk left. I'm not going to bother selling that. We'll probably pick that up maybe next game day. We do have a slight problem. The trailer is lifting the front wheels off the ground. I was not expecting that. I'm not sure if in real life you'd be able to lower that back axle to push the front wheels down. But what we are going to do is crash quite a lot into the silo and then put the 5,000 litres of wheat that we need in and see if that gives us enough weight to push the front wheels down. I was not expecting that to be a problem, but it is. So I guess the front end of this truck is quite light, although that's where the engine is. So maybe the CFG is off a bit. You know, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the engine of this truck would be over the front wheels. So I'm kind of surprised that I guess that trailer in the real world would weigh about 20,000 kilos, which is quite a lot for a truck like this, maybe. I don't know. Comment down below. Yeah, either way, hopefully this will sort the problem. We can go get this wheat tipped and the milk sold. We can take them both to the same sell point, which is kind of useful. So, and it's the exports one, which is pretty close. So that's also useful. And yep, we've got enough mass now to be able to steer. All very useful things. We're actually doing pretty well with cash at the moment, although I am going to go and spend some in a bit to counter that. But once we let's get this tipped, get the milk sold, and we will have a little chat about money. So I really want to, so that's that contract finished. Really want to get more land soon. I have a field I have my own. We'll have a look at it in a bit. It's not too expensive. Just get this milk sold. So 18 grand for milk. Very nice. But yeah, we are £420,000 in. No, that's paid off. We have no loans. Awesome. Field 8 is £240,000 ish, and that's the field I would like to buy. So 3.5 grand towards that, but we're going to need to raise a fair bit of cash to buy that. So, but what I'm going to do now is spend some cash and buy a trailer. I did speak about for getting a dolly trailer for this truck for carting grain. I should probably have gone mod shopping, but I just went for one of the base game trailers, and again, I should maybe have gone bigger. What I should have gone for is certainly one that's reconfigurable to be a bale trailer as well, which I think the Brantners are. I think. But I went for a Rudolph, which is not, which was kind of dumb. So, you know, I've been doing a really good job lately of spending money badly on here. We don't mention the last tractor I brought, and this trailer is maybe not the best option, but I actually just wanted, I actually just wanted to play, and I didn't want to take the server down to upload more mods because this was still on the multiplayer server, and ended up having to because I was trying to upload a video as I was recording this, and bandwidth was proving to be an issue because uploading tended to take all of my up bandwidth, and so I was getting a bit of stuttering, and so I then took the server offline, finished doing what I was doing, and when I tried to get the server back online, Giant servers are still having issues, and they will be visible but sometimes not joinable, and I'm seeing some Facebook posts about that as well, so it's definitely a Giant thing, which is a little bit annoying. Anyway, on to the oat harvesting contracts, and we're going to do most of these ones that you will see all slightly differently. So first one, of course, plays running the combine, and I'm karting. I think I was maybe watching a rugby match whilst I was doing this. So yeah, just let me get some stuff done without paying too much attention. But as I've not actually combined a field this year on here, because all of the combinable crops that we had, I silaged, so we mowed them. I am going to do this field myself because it's kind of nice to drive this Ford Combine occasionally. Class Combine or Class Ford or something. I think this was kind of a weird collaboration between the two. I don't remember all the details. My vague memory of other people talking about it, I think this was done for the US market, maybe. So the Class could sell their stuff, but people would buy it thinking it's Ford. I'm not sure. Someone can correct me. I haven't looked it up, so I maybe should have. Anyway, it is a Combine that we have GPS on, so I can do a really bad job of setting VCA up. I should watch some tutorials or something on how to do that. I kind of like, and I don't always have the option to, but I do kind of like the video where I do a little bit of live talking at the start and then do the rest. The downside is that that was recorded on Friday and it's now Monday, and so there's always a risk that I will repeat myself if I don't do them fairly close back to back with each other. And this stuff may be some are repeating, I'm not sure. So I now have everything I need to do the PlayStation 4 videos, and I believe Farm Sim is now on the PlayStation Game Pass for a month. So I'm going to get cracking on those while it is, because that way I don't have to buy Farm Sim 22 for console, because I already have enough copies of the darn game. I've got at least 2, so you know I don't really need more than that. So yeah, I might make a start on that today. I'm working at home most of this week, but I do have a few other projects which are kicking off. Obviously, we wrapped up the Green Valley, Nebraska series at the weekend, and we do have another series lined up that we want to get going this weekend. So, and we've lost our normal recording slot because I'm away with work on Thursday afternoon, evening / Friday, and Fridays when we usually record our multiplayer videos on Friday when we both finish work. Works quite well. So yeah, we're going to try and squeeze that in this week, and we've got to do a whole bunch of setup because it's a new save. So, but that should be a lot of fun, and hopefully people will enjoy it. There's going to be some elements that are a little bit different for both of us that probably push both of us outside our comfort zones a bit, but it's not going to be a lot of it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a pretty cool opportunity, I think, for both of us. So yeah, I'm hoping this week to have a look at the modular greenhouses as well. I did say a couple of weeks ago I'd have a look at that, and yeah, I'm hoping to have a look at that this week. I'm working at home a bit more, and that means a bit less traveling, which means I can get some time where my brain's not so fried to actually get my head around how a new mod works, because I have not really, I've built a greenhouse with it, but didn't really get stuck into actually playing and testing with it. So but I am kind of curious about that. I think it could be quite interesting. I think it could be quite interesting on Saxthorpe, maybe not so much on here. Because we don't have the land to build something big, but on Saxthorpe we will, because we want to buy the whole map. So I don't have auto drive running doing karting on here. I quite often like when I'm doing a job like this, I'll try and park the whatever I'm using for karting somewhere convenient and just go drive and dump into it. A bit like telling Courseplay to manual unload, but I don't know why, I just kind of like it. It's something that I've done a fair bit when playing Farm Sim on my own. So yeah, I find it works quite well. This is such a nice combine. It's Mark did a really good job with this. I don't know if he ever released them properly. I thought he had submitted them to ModHub. I don't know if they are on ModHub. I've not looked for combines on ModHub recently to know, but if not, I'm pretty sure they're available on Mark's Discord. So yeah, it's really cool. I think it was available in 19 from someone else, but it's an edit of one of Giant's combines to make it Ford like, and you're curious about the name on the side, that's the name of one of my friends slash viewers' wives, who recently had, well, not recently, a few months ago, had brain tumor removal surgery. So at that point, it was all happening, I think, as I brought this. So that's why the combine is named Amy. So, yeah, there's a load of options in the mod to pick names. So that one just happened to be in there, and it has relevance to me or my friend, and so I'm rambling today. It's Monday morning. My brain is really not woken up today. And so it's running a little bit slow. I'm trying to think so we've done a lot of grain harvesting contracts. I don't think there were any left that are going to let us harvest grain once we've done these, and we don't quite have the right ratio for grain mix, but I would kind of like to do grain mix. So what I might do, and I'm curious what people think, because this is supposed to be hard mode, is if I just tweak the ratio so that we can basically dump all of our grain into the mixer and get grain mix out. Are people cool with that or not? Let me know. If not, we might have to go up to the grain mill and buy some more wheat to be able to balance out the mix. That wouldn't be a problem either. I could put in the Doika buy point and we could buy wheat to balance it out. But basically we have way more barley than anything else, and grain mix as delivered with Maize Plus is wheat dominated, but I think there's probably flexibility in that, so I'm kind of curious. It's just a recipe that was set up when the guys designed all the feeding. So we are done with this field, and the next one is going to be another different one. The Skycam was quite popular last time, but I was just playing this on my laptop, so we're going to do a different version of the Skycam, and it's actually quite nice to see, I think, assuming, so this is the first time I'm going to see it sped up. It actually took 25 minutes ish for the game to run this, and I do say sometimes that I don't like watching other people watching Farm Sim play itself, which is what I'm going to show you. But I think it's a really nice demonstration actually of how well Courseplay and Autodrive can just work together when you let them and when it's all behaving. So the next field, which is field 100, which was just in front of where we're working. So the combine is running on Courseplay. The truck is running on Autodrive. There isn't enough that we're going to fill the truck, so it's a slightly easier example, but we're just going to let them work and see how it goes. The clouds going over is a little bit distracting. I hadn't realized that when I was recording it, but I am running this at 12.5 times speed. So yeah, you'll want to watch it in 2 minutes. It took about 25 minutes. So it was, but I was really keen to see if this would work as an approach and just if the game would do it. It's certainly been a long time, or I don't remember running like a truck and trailer setup to do the karting with Autodrive, as to whether Autodrive will actually work out filling both up. And so yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting and just another way of showing the game differently. I know some people don't like time lapses, but I think this is, and I get that, because quite often people will just time lapse and bung music on, and you're just watching. Well, I skip them at that point. You guys know that. But yeah, I thought this was quite interesting because the camera's not jumping around, because that's another problem with time lapses, and we're just getting to see how these two work together. And it seems to be working pretty well. I guess it would be, yeah, it's filling the back trailer up. It would be better if the field was slightly bigger, so the runs were slightly longer. But it's doing a good job. It's doing a good job. And there was clearly no intervention, because I'm up here. I'm up here with you guys. So there we go, done. It did a really good job of that. I was mighty impressed. So yeah, just another way of showing the game off. I know there are people who really like, I guess, some first person. Hey, here you go. But I think sometimes it's much from a viewing experience, and I see this with other games that I watch people play as well. There are some other games that I watch that aren't this, that you can be third person or third person, and first person is sometimes better for the player, or it makes the game harder as a player, but as a viewer it's not always the best view, in my opinion. So I think sometimes in Farm Sim it works, but a lot of the time third person gives you a better perspective of what's happening. So everything is delivered now. I'm just taking the last bit of the oats to the sell point, and we can collect all the contracts and we'll be done. I say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members while we do this last bit. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Links for any of those are below if you're interested. Let's get this tipped and make some money. There we go. Just tip the rest of it. Another £800, and hopefully I redeem the contract. So we've got, we've got a lot more barley and not enough wheat. And what's that going to be? 3, 7.5, 13, 20, about 25 grand. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. I will see you next time.